Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. Have you ever noticed how yours and my constitutional rights are being eroded and outright taken away, all while those elected to protect us and preserve the Republic sit silently by? Shopped for car insurance in the last decade or two? Then you have probably been hit with the sales pitch of if you will allow the insurance company to spy on you daily by installing tracking software on your phone, you can save 5% on your premiums. Really? Wow. Hell no. In the United States Constitution, the founding document of our great republic, the framers never once specifically stated the term the right to privacy of the individual. This quite possibly could have been an oversight by the authors, or also might have not been. We will never know. However, the concept of the right of privacy for every American citizen was deeply entrenched in what is called the Bill of Rights. In fact, found in the Ninth Amendment to the Constitution are the following words, quote, "The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people," unquote. Yet here we are, folks, in the 21st century, and basically every insurance company out there basically asks you to sign away your implied right to privacy in order to get lesser expensive premiums on their automotive insurance coverages. Have you by chance fallen for this swindle? While I would never fault you for striving to save some in an already overpriced world of the last 5 years, I will also say that I am never surrendering to a big brother state as envisioned by Mr. Orwell long ago. Considering this matter, it is also worth mentioning that not a member of our elected government has ever said anything either way about the fact that insurance companies are asking virtually every American citizen of legal driving age to sign away their implied constitutional rights to privacy. That should strike us all as a bit wrong, in my opinion. Anyone under the sound of this puppet's voice remember much about Felon Joe Reign of Terror years? DEI run amok, felons being airlifted into the central states from Venezuela and Haiti, and of course the censorship of every American's constitutionally guaranteed freedom of expression or speech on multiple woke social media sites. Mark Zuckerberg, Jack Dorsey, and Sundar Pichai thoroughly enjoyed their reign as enforcers for the felon-in-chief and his de facto Department of Truth. Highly laughable as people were given 30-day sentences in Facebook jail for simply stating the truth that the Hunter Biden laptop from hell was in fact the real deal and not, quote, Russian disinformation, unquote, as 51 former and current CIA shills had foisted upon the American populace, all while the lamestream media and various woke mouthpieces continued to shout down anyone with a brain who saw through the ruse. Again, here we are 5 months into Donald Trump's second term, and not a single elected American governmental official has called their bluff or held them accountable for trampling the constitutional rights of multiple millions of American citizens who most certainly deserved better treatment under the nation's founding documents and its protections. Why is this the case, viewers? Am I the only puppet in the land who is even mildly upset at the crimes foisted upon us of late, all while we seem to be expected to sit back, say nothing whatsoever, and take it like chumps? Now, you and I both know that much of American law is established upon what is called legal precedent. That term has come to mean that any and every legal case having been brought before the courts in the USA can, and often will, be used to establish legally binding covenants, especially when with no prior law has been established in written form to the effects thereof. Having said that, is it not dangerous territory for Americans to sit back and say Zippo, all while their constitutional rights are being trampled underfoot, or even assumptions having been made about that what are expected norms by the overall population at large? Silence is never golden, friends and colleagues, especially when people's guaranteed rights are repeatedly being outright disrespected and government officials continue to take massive payola under the table while looking the other way. How much longer are we going to put up with it? Now, how many can attest that they have actually read through the legalese of any end-user license agreement, otherwise known as EULAs, be it for electronic gadgets, various software applications, or even tax preparation websites of late? Well, let this puppet assure you that EULAs, or end-user license agreements, are keen on stripping you of every constitutional right, and they have it in spades. Let us look back at something called the Seventh Amendment to the United States Constitution. It is worded as follows, quote, "In suits of common law, where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law." Basically, this amendment guarantees all U.S. citizens that they should have a civil matter of greater than $20 in value They shall each be legally entitled to a trial by jury, and no finding of said jury shall be able to be re-examined by any other U.S. court. All sounds well and good, right? That is until attorneys got involved with large corporations and began advising them how to creatively write their end-user license agreements so that anyone accepting said agreements has to effectively sign away their Seventh Amendment guaranteed rights to a trial by jury should anything go off the rails between the corporation and the individual consumer. Yep, you are forced to agree to something that a lot do not pay much attention to, something called arbitration. All just so that you can use their products, software, websites, etc. And my friends and colleagues, this is more the diabolical than you can imagine because of further stipulations the said EULA has put in place. Virtually all of these agreements force you, the unwitting consumer, to agree to have any arbitration take place in the exact city, county, and state district of the corporate headquarters and with an arbitrator that the corporation selects. Now, if that is not the fox watching the henhouse, nothing is, folks. This is a beyond the pale affront to yours and my constitutionally guaranteed legal rights on more ways than immediately registers. Say that your iPhone stops working under its warranty period. Apple, for some strange reason, decides that you are inexplicably to blame, and they simply refuse to repair or replace it. Next thing you do is ask for your end-user license agreement arbitration to kick in, assuming that you are about to have your day of long overdue justice. Not so fast, my friend. Shock and bewilderment hit your system hard as it quickly becomes apparent that the bought and paid for Apple arbitrator, centered in Cupertino, California, is not on your side. You quickly find out the hard way that you are now out $1,200 on your iPhone and without any legal recourse whatsoever in any court in the United States. Can you feel the burn as your constitutional rights were stripped? You got robbed, and Apple's board of directors laughs as they sit back, eat prime rib, and drink martinis. Here's where this puppet is at, loyal viewers. The days of stripped constitutional rights are unfortunately upon us, and upon us hard. What are you willing to put up with, look the other way on, or otherwise ignore in the name of using the latest tech gadgets, tax preparation websites, or to get a simple discount on your auto insurance? This might seem relatively innocent to you at the moment. Puppet, why are you making a big deal out of nothing? Come on. What kind of a nation do you want to leave to your grandchildren or great-grandchildren? I would hope that you would want it to be a place that values its citizens, their guaranteed rights and privileges under the U.S. Constitution. That gets far less likely the more we each sit idly back, never say a word to elected representatives or corporate oligarchs. Silence is never to be golden when it comes to grifters and their corruption. Speak up now, folks, or forever hold your peace and watch as your nation and its future slide all the more into the great abyss. And now, my viewers, I could easily extend this video another 20 minutes discussing taxation without representation. You know, that little issue the Boston Tea Party was fought over long ago, and how it's rampant in modern America, yet hardly anyone seems the wiser to it. I will, however, leave that for another video entirely. Good night, my loyal viewers, and sleep well.